WNST Towson re-upping of our deal with Coppin State University and our partnership now going into year 2 to broadcast basketball games and talk about volleyball and softball and baseball and track and bowling and all the other good stuff going on the campus off of North Avenue. But it's not fully basketball season, but we're going to blink and it's going to be Moonlight Madness and all the crazy stuff, and the MEAC will be going. This guy is back to coach the women's side as well as the men's side, being coached by Juan Dixon. Dwayne Burrows, one of our friends and foils last year to talk all things basketball. You can follow all that they do out on Twitter at Coppin_WB Ball, as well as at Coppin State Sports. Schedule is out, never gets easier, man. Coach, I always say it. I said this to Juan, I used to say this to Fang. Man, I see your November schedule and I gasp. It is amazing when the small schools take on the large schools, especially on the men's side, but even on the ladies' side. You got some nice little trips coming up here to start the season as usual, right?
Yeah, we're getting started at West Virginia this year. So, I mean, we love the November, December schedules. We love to play in the big schools, and, we love to go out and compete. And, hopefully we'll have out there where we'll knock a couple of them off.
Well, and I know for putting these schedules together on the men's side, it's probably more celebrated for who's playing who and who's taking on a ranked team. And after what UMBC pulled off last year, I know your men's program's going to take on Virginia, also hosting UMBC. You guys are hosting UMBC as well. For you to get games on the ladies' side at Coppin, what goes into that? Is that something that you're on the phone? Is that Derek Carter, your AD, also getting involved? I often wonder how these games are made.
But Derek Carter, he does a great job allowing us to run our own program. So we go out and we schedule games ourselves. We confer with him about different games, different non-conference games, and what would be best for us and best for our schedule and kids and stuff like that. So. He allow us to really pick our own schedule, and I'm looking forward to November 14th for the game against UMBC. Phil does a great job with his kids up at UMBC, and I'm just looking forward to playing them as well.
Now, Phil and I used to be neighbors, so, he'll accuse me when he hears you on my show. He's going to be saying that I'm scouting outside a conference or something like that, because they'll give me a hard time now. They got their new gym down there as well, but bringing them up. The local games, you're going down to Maryland and playing on November 9th, and I know you've always talked about Brenda being great about scheduling locally. You got UMBC on the men's and the women's side over at Coppin as well. It's important, right? I mean, all of this.
Playing the local teams are very important for for the state of Maryland and for the for Baltimore. We got UMBC this year. We're looking to UMBC. We have UMBC again next year, and we're looking to add Towson and Loyola as well. So hopefully we can get to 3 of them, and we can play those local games because we play Morgan twice a year. So if we could get all the local schools, that would be great for this community.
Well, tell me about your team. I know Genesis was your star last year along with Chance. Chance is back and Genesis is gone. But some thoughts about, putting this together and trying to recruit actively in the offseason as well as going into a MEAC that I was over a couple of games last year. I mean, I know how competitive the MEAC is for all of these schools that come through.
Yeah, it's hard to replace Genesis. You don't really replace a person at Genesis who was so valuable to your program. You just try to add pieces to cover what Genesis did for us. And fortunately, we were able to do that. We have Chance coming back, who was second team all-conference last year. Hopefully she could be first team and even vie for player of the year. We got Brooke Fields, who's a transfer coming in. Kaya Coleman's another transfer. They're expected to come in and contribute immediately. We have, I think, a fantastic freshman class, that's coming in with a kid out of Charlotte, kid from Ohio. So, we're adding big pieces. We had two big post players, one from Ohio and one who played at the University of Delaware out of Salisbury, Virginia. So we're adding the pieces that we need where we won't have to depend on one person to score 20, 25 points a night. If we can get, 6 or 7 kids averaging 10 or 12 points a night, we're going to win basketball games.
Dwayne Burrows is the ladies' head coach of the Lady Eagles over at Coppin State. Of course, Coppin State Sports, you can find them out at CoppinStateSports.com for all the scheduling. The games will be on men's and women's basketball, heard on WNST and AM 1570 throughout the season as well. And as much as we assess all of this and basketball coming together locally, the one thing I would say, and I said this to Derek earlier, and now that I'm a year and a half into talking to all the coaches, is how attractive Coppin is to kids outside of the state, outside of the area that may not have ever have heard of Coppin. You're going on about recruiting kids from Ohio. We've had kids on the baseball team from Hawaii. I mean, it is amazing how the reach is now grown, as well as, Baltimore, for all the local schools around here to recruit outside of the Baltimore, even the Maryland community.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, that's the only way we're able to compete now. And once we get kids on, kids say Baltimore this and Baltimore that, but once you get a kid on this campus and they see how beautiful the campus is and the facility that we play is a fantastic arena, and actually getting our floor redone now, so it looks even better. They get here and they love the campus and they love the facility and they begin to like Baltimore City and they want to stay. So I think it's great. I tell my assistant coaches the toughest part for us is getting a kid on campus. Once we get a kid on campus here, the campus is going to sell itself.
D-Wayne Burrows speaking the truth about Coppin State. You can learn more at Coppin State Sports. And, don't go to sleep on the Eagles. They'll be around here all throughout the fall and get ready for basketball season. And when are you allowed to, practice for real? What do you have, a little clock inside of your office counting down the moments to that, or no?
Of course we do. And fortunately for us, NCAA let us move up a week, so we can actually get going on September 25th.
September 25th.
Yes,
okay,
indeed.
well, I'll be. That's the way all coaches are, right? That's
right.
That's part of being a coach.
That's true.
We got football starting around here. The kids are back at school. I know there's a lot of energy going on around campus over at Coppin as well. We're very appreciative of the partnership. D-Wayne, we'll check back in a couple of weeks here as you guys get ready for basketball season. Good to have you on, man.
Thanks a lot, man. Take care.
D-Wayne Burrows, the women's head coach of the Lady Eagles over at Coppin State, and we announced our second year of the partnership along with Derek Carter, their director of athletics out at WNST.net. You can hear that in the buyatoyota.com audio vault as well. I am Nestor. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, streaming live on our Facebook as well as our YouTube WNSTV channel. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, and WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and we never stop talking Baltimore sports.